Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live stream of Semifinal Bout 3 from Louder Than a Bomb Great Plains 2015. I am Greg. I'm going to be your live stream host for this bout. I'm not sure when we're going to... Hello. I'm not sure when we're going to... or who we're going to have on the live stream for the second bout, because unfortunately fortunately, I need to coach Westside, so I can't be here. So we'll try and get somebody to drop in with you, at least give you some scoring updates in the chat, stuff like that. So yeah, you can look forward to that. In the meantime, I'm going to be here for your first bout tonight. You're going to be seeing performances from the following schools. I know we've got Lincoln North Star in the house. We've got Council Bluffs, Thomas Jefferson here. In addition to that, you're also going to be hearing from Millard West and Mount Michael. So this is promising to be a really great bout with a lot of really interesting pieces coming up. I know a lot of these teams have been really much improved this year and growing this year. So it's really exciting. It's going to be really exciting to see just what kind of work they generate. So I'm going to turn the camera around, make sure that I'm all squared up on the stage, make sure that you guys can see everything all right. In the meantime, though, please go to youtube.com/LTABOmaha. Well, you're already there, but please pass the link that you're on along. Tweet it, put it on Tumblr, put it on Facebook. Let people know what you're watching. Let people know how amazing this semifinal bout is going to be. All 16 teams in these semifinals did amazing work, but only 4 of them are going to get to go to finals. We've already got Lincoln High and Millard South from last night going, so Millard West is looking to join their compatriots at South. And then in our second bout tonight, you're going to be hearing from Omaha Burke, Scott Catholic, Waverly, and Westside. So it's a great night of poetry. The 2 bouts last night were 2 of the best of maybe the history of LTAB. Really great poems. Really command performances from all the teams involved. And I expect nothing different tonight. So I'm going to flip the camera around, say good night to you from this side of the camera probably. And you guys can hang out and enjoy the show. You can also donate to support the work at YouTube or at NEWriters.org, at LTABOmaha.org, and at LTABGreatPlains.org. Those are the places you need to be if you want to donate to support this work. We pay our artists who go into schools, coach these students, and that helps them make a living in the arts, which is really rare, especially in Omaha. So thank you for donating. The donations all go to support this work. There's no other really heavy marketing costs or any sort of things that a lot of other nonprofits kind of engage in. We really dedicate a lot of the money to the work. So your donations make a huge difference. I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera around now, stop jawing at you. But yeah, that's what you want to look out for. So yeah, that's the stage. We are in the Joslyn Art Museum in the Witherspoon Concert Hall. It's a beautiful venue, and I cannot wait to see these students perform on this stage, and I hope you're with me. So yeah, share the link you're on right now. That's where people need to be if they want to hang out and see the show, and we'll get started here in about, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes. KDFS is hosting this thing. She doesn't mess around when it comes to speed. So yeah, we'll be getting started here very shortly, and yeah, pass it on. Talk to you soon. I'm gonna put the link in our or put the audio down a little bit so that we don't get hit with copyright violations for our DJ. We've got DJ Animal here. That's ANIMALEE, and he's spinning. So you got to be here though to really hear and enjoy that stuff. But we'll have the live stream going for you throughout the night, and you can check it out. Thanks a lot. Hey. All right, we got just so you know, we've got a camera adjustment coming, so don't get too woozy as the camera moves around for you. Okay, thanks for bearing with me. Looks like we've got them framed up pretty well right now. So, yeah, those are the mics. That's where the performances are going to be happening. Get ready. It's going to be crazy.
This over here is Zadika Poindexter. Yeah! And we will be your hosts tonight. Slam poetry was invented in the early 1980s by a Chicago poet and construction worker named Mark Smith. Louder Than a Bomb was created in Chicago by Kevin Koval and Anna West. Who does so what care? Who even? That's right. And now we have Plains, which is in our 4th year, and we have worked with 35 teams across Nebraska and Iowa. Woo! You guys are great at the wooing already. That's fantastic. Okay, so here's what is going to happen. 4 teams: Council Bluffs, Thomas Jefferson, Lincoln North Star, Mount Michael, and Millard West have assembled between 4 and 10 young poets. These teams will each send up 5 poems in a predetermined order that I just read to you. Each poem will be original work, will last no more than 3 minutes and 10 seconds. We start docking points after that, but you don't have to worry about that. We will macky-mack. You don't have to macky-mack. And will not feature any props, costumes, or accompaniment from anyone other than the competing poets. The 5th round will feature a 4-person group piece from each team that is able to field one. In the interest, here, you know what I should do? Now you know what this sounds like. In the interest of creating the safest and most inclusive space possible, we ask that poems not contain profanity, sexually explicit or pornographic language, gratuitous violence, racial, ethnic, gender slandering, homophobic, religiously discriminatory, ableist, or otherwise discriminatory slurs, speech, or language. That said, some of our poets may issue trigger warnings if their poems contain potentially traumatic content, although that is not a requirement. Each poem will be scored by 5 judges on a score from 0.0 to 10.0. It's a little like Olympic high diving, by the way. We will drop the high score and the low score, and then add the 3 middle scores together. So the highest score any one poem can give and take is 30. At the end of the bout, we will add team scores together, and whoever has the highest number wins the bout. I mean, but the truth is we all win the bouts, because we all, of course, yes, whoever is way over there, killing it. Yes. Okay, so judges, keep your scores consistent. Do not let the audience sway you. Audience, you know this is a joke, but judges, do not. You will score the poem based on the merits of the poem, not based on how many people are on the stage or how the audience reacts. Audience, are you powerless in this exchange? No, never let anyone call you powerless. Your job is to give as much love to the poets as you can to sway those judges. Judges, do not be swayed. Audience, you sway those judges. The tension is set. What's going to happen now? We're going to practice this microphone. Okay, so before we begin the bout proper, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Oh, no, not yet. We are going to look at our pocket computers. I know you own a pocket computer. I know it's actually in your pocket. I actually have a text message instead. You know why I didn't know that? Because the noise in my pocket computer isn't on. So I'm going to ask you to reach into your pocket, even if you are absolutely certain that your pocket computer is off. Everybody whose pocket computer goes off during a bout thinks that their pocket computer is off. So put it on, and I want you to like take it and to go to the like settings and go to the sound, or turn it off, blah, 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 blah. If you have to, and actually I know there are several people in the audience who might have to have your phone be on vibrate, I will forgive you. I will not call you names from this stage like I would if we were not at like a child-friendly kind of venue. But we can hear your phone when it vibrates. Let's be honest. Everybody, like, yeah. So, know the noise of the cell phones, or we will glare. Okay, you've had your warning. From this point on, it is the glare. Okay, so are we ready to slam? Are we ready to slam? We are not ready to slam? No, because no blood has been spilled on this stage. No, that's not how we talk about this. Okay, so judges and audience, in an effort to give you all practice at assigning numbers to your feelings and assigning, I guess, noise to your feelings, we are going to have a practice round. We are going to bring up a poet who is not part of this competition, and in some rooms they call that poet a sacrifice. In this room, right, see, oh, like my heart, right? Like we are, oh wow, and you are like calling for blood. I can hear you from here. But in this room, in an effort to be friendly and safer than the average bear, we are going to call this poet a calibration poet, a clearing poet, someone to cleanse your palate, and it's going to be amazing. Are you ready for this clearing poet? Are you ready for this clearing poet? Then please welcome to the stage, Andrew Joseph O'Donnell! Woo! Woo! Woo!
Hello, everybody. Is this tall? How is everybody? There's $1 at the Goodwill. And so are the pants. Alrighty. So this poem is entitled Home. The day I stopped realizing I could no longer write poetry came during the crisp air of October winds and between gulps of untamed vodka sipped from glass jars by a fireplace somewhere someone called home. I was not one of these people. I have been searching for home for far too long now. Barefoot and cold, I searched in between raindrops pulled from December skies, and in the pages of ancient trees printed with foolish words somebody had the audacity to call literature. I thought I could find it in the heartbeat of another boy, but sharing pulses with someone who is the same gender as me frightens my labyrinth of a mind, scarred with a childhood of abuse, watching a family disguised as love produce a people of strangers, foreign and abandoned. The house I grew up in is littered with lies and a facade of dreams framed with black window shutters. These walls held a little boy taught that his God loved him, and every December brought false tradition, shattered the next morning when his father was yet again snoring on the leather couch in the living room, and his mother was angrily scribbling her type of poetry, chores, onto lists for his brothers and sisters while they slept in their warm covers for as long as they could, and provided the only love that they could find in their lives. I learned very quickly in this life that words are the most gorgeous gift from any God above, but you can't truly put them in definitions, because this is not family. You can tell me that this is not family. The Christmas tree has been left burning in the frost-lit Nebraskan window. The fireplace still whispers embers of wishes, and I clutch my teddy bear, eyes closed, begging for something impossible. The 4th of July licorice remains uneaten. Easter jelly beans scatter the floor of a barren room, and in the corner, a little boy cries, clutching his teddy bear. He never named it. He was too scared to put anything tangible in his heart. No wonder the little boy forgot the inside of a church and the care of a God who never seemed to answer him. And sometime later, this little boy, he thought that he found his home. He thought he found it in poetry notebooks, but he was never satisfied with the words that he wrote. And eventually he stopped writing in fear of the sound of his mind. He found out that some things are better left unsaid. But for him, all things were better left inside. Until one night, he decided to try again, to visit the cosmos of blank pages and cursive etched in lead. The little boy lays on a couch next to the fireplace in an apartment where his father and him now live. The Christmas tree is lit again this year, but while his father is upstairs with a woman that is not his mother, somewhere in Omaha, Nebraska, the little boy forces bad poetry onto unwanting pages. As I listen to my words, and in my thoughts, I think to myself, who would even miss me?
All right. That was Andrew, our sacrifice poet. They come to us from West Side.
That is a poem. So, judges, are you ready for your moment? This is your debut. Don't get nervous, but it's kind of a big deal. That's the longest amount of time I'm going to give you all night long to be thinking about this. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold up your scores. Oh, wow, okay. That was not about your scores. That was really about visibility. Keep them up, please. All right, so for that poem, I have a score of 8.6, an 8.4, an 8.9, a 9.5, and a 9.1, and we applaud the poet here. Keep that applause going. Welcome up the first competing poet in this semifinal from Council Bluffs, Thomas Jefferson!
All right, so that was Andrew, our sacrifice poet, or calibration poet. This is our first poet in the bout from Thomas Jefferson.
Hi, I'm Shia Holland. I'm from Thomas Jefferson.
Started!
And this poem is entitled Sinking Ships. Mom, you say you wouldn't love me if I were gay, as if the choice of who I kiss can undo 16 years we've been at sea. It can't, I promise you. You say you wouldn't accept me if I were into the same sex, if I like to buy flowers for girls in red, or if I like to hold hands with boys instead. It shouldn't matter. Mothers are supposed to support their children no matter who they are, no matter who they love, just like captains stay with the ship whether it's sinking or not. I will love who I choose, and you can stand with me or against me. I will not suffocate for someone who taught me how to breathe. If you choose to sink my ship with your cannon like fireworks, because I will not love just boys and I will not hug just boys, it's okay. Your love should not be determined by the fact that I love a boy or girl or both or neither. It should be determined by the fact that I am your daughter, that I have forgiven you for every mistake that you have made, for all the times you're too busy drowning yourself in alcohol to realize that I've fallen overboard again, and for all the times you and your first officer discuss plans that included throwing me out with the anchors every time you say you love me. I lose a little more strength The waves pull me under. I know the anchor will always hit the seafloor. I'm drowning out here, Mom! Listen! I know that this will hurt you too. You'll be losing the little girl you thought I was. Believe me, I wanted to be her. I tried to be her. I can't be her. I'm not a fish. I need air in my lungs and dirt under my feet. I need to find on your rocky ships. I wanted to stay your crew member forever because I knew it would be the only way I could love myself under your turf. I still talk to God. I talk to him every night, praying for the strength to tell you what I've been hiding in my closet for so long. Buried under treasure maps is the one secret I just can't tell you. I hope that I would have told you before you hear this, before my air has run out, before my body washes upon the shore of some foreign land while we loved and accepted. I love you, Mom. I love you more. I'll always love you. If you choose to take away your buoy of love because I love a girl, then fine. I have people who would jump ship to save lives if I needed them. I know that love never gives up. Love never loses faith, and I know this because I read it in the book you live your life by. Maybe you need to read it again.
All right, that was the first poet from Council Bluffs, Thomas Jefferson. Shia, great piece, delivering it so beautifully in this this big space.
How did you do, All right, so judges, now comes the moment. So if you like this poem better than the clearing poet, this is what we're doing, okay. You're gonna score it higher. If you didn't like the poem as much, you're gonna score it lower. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. I didn't even let you say yes or no. Hold up your scores. What's going to happen? Nobody knows but me. All right, scores for that poem. I have an 8.3, an 8.7, a 9.3, a 9.3, an 8.9, and we applaud the poet here. Keep enjoying and welcome to the stage a poet from Lincoln, Northside.
All right, so that's a 26.9, a nice strong score to open the bout from that one spot, which is notoriously hard. And yeah, now we have Lincoln North Star up. They are a finalist team from last year and have been doing well this year as well. So let's see how they do in their first poem. Here they are.
Hi. I am Serenity Stokes. I'm a senior at Lincoln North Star. And this is a tale as old as time. Flesh and blood blossoms. Some of us barely hang on, my family. We are roses, preserved in a glass case. There is no beauty without the beast inside acknowledged. Our story is well known. My mother is the beauty, innocent and out of control. She is the beast, unable to control her present, enough to leave her future alone. So beast put beauty away, the pause she thinks she deserves. I'm supposed to write about someone I know, but I know you only in the scar tissue word you've engraved in my mother's memory still. She likes to think the best of you, like you're watching over us, but you're haunting her at night. Thick palm sweat, salty on her pillowcase. Some night she can see you again, standing over her silent. Words aren't needed for dominance. Some night she can feel your rough grip again. You know, she hasn't been able to breathe right since you broke her nose. The little things you took, like stopping to smell the roses. She can no longer breathe me in deeply. Most nights I stay up to make sure she's still breathing. She wakes up from dreams of the past, wondering why you never say anything. You were 23 when you died. That was not enough time for you to tell me hello. I love you. I'm proud. You're my daughter. I was spoon-fed a mixture of my mother's worst nightmare and the absence of a father. I used the term passed away on everyone but you. No, you died. Impersonal, like our relationship. Are you here now to see my steps over these stages, to hear this poem, to see me looking in the audience at my proud mother? Are you here to see me looking in the audience at my proud mother, to hear... see me cry at the thought of you not being here, to see me cringe at the thought of you being here. Are you here to know I won't save you a seat? I don't need you haunting my future any more than you do. Are you here to tell me why I can't keep you out of my poems? How you built a home in my stanzas like you deserve to be there? How you think you deserve to be there when you're a home in the first place? Are you here to tell me why with a perpetual game of peekaboo? Yeah, I'm still waiting for you to pop up somewhere, like at my front door, in my shadows, in my dreams, or in the mirror. I'll keep my eyes covered so you can't get me, but now I can't see anything beyond your blood running through the veins of my hands. Beyond the cracked walls of our old house, beyond these roses blooming amongst the rubble of our lives, I'm supposed to write about someone I know. But I know nothing of your sweet fragrance. I only know this bed of thorns we grow out of because, believe it or not, we are growing out of this. This plot of cracked soil, this forest of vines, this garden of damaged roses. There's beauty in her gnarled roots, in her falling petals. There's beauty in our wilting leaves, in our broken stems. There's beauty in our story, in the simple fact that winter turns to spring and we rise again.
All right, that was the first poet from Lincoln North Star. Always travels with a big fan presence, as you can probably hear from the audience. And we'll see how the scores come back. A little bit of a hiccup, but an emotional piece of writing, so who can blame them? Blame that poet for that. Here are the scores.
For that poem, a 9.5, a 9.5, a 9.1, a 9.0, and a 9.6. We applaud that poem and keep applauding and welcome up to the stage the first poet from Mount Michael!
Alrighty. So that was a 28.1 for Lincoln North Star's first poet. And now Mount Michael is sending up theirs for first poem. So doesn't look like the judges minded that little hiccup a bit. It was more the emotionality and the strong writing in that piece. This is Mount Michael.
Hi, I'm Joey Recker from Mount Michael. And the title of this poem is called Lessons. "7 o'clock on a warm Sunday evening, and sweet melodic bliss flutters to greet me. I walk through the door, unlocked as always, take my shoes off in the front, step softly as music decrescendos. I see her, my second mom, full and strong as her voice, her fingers stronger as she glides them gracefully across ivory, filling the room with rich, healthy energy and Chopin's bliss. 1 week, and I am back, the same warmth and passion both present, but there's weakness in her voice, bruises on her skin, her hair is falling out, her fingers leathery and dry, cracking at the tips, tremble, and I see pain in her eyes whenever she shifts her weight. I see doubt in the weak, worn smiles flickering across her face and fail attempt to assure me. 2 weeks and the strength is poured out from her soul, as if the fluid pump she's chained to is taking her life rather than sustaining it. Her hair is all but gone, the bags under her eyes are heavy, Fermata is gasping for breath, and her once strong fingers are split open, polishing stark ivory with crimson. I watch pain spread from her fingers to her shoulders where radiation therapy burns, restrain her art, choking and suppressing once free melodies, her tempo fading from the steady allegro to a slow, solemn grave. I was too young to understand her condition. I only knew that it seemed every month she went for another surgery, that she got sick often, stumbled easily, fell short of breath on deficient lungs, all of which was impossible to believe as I listened to her flawless music. But she kept fighting. Chemo and radiation never slowing her down, never keeping her from a single performance, never stopping her from giving me a single lesson. Today, I watch her long fingers slide beautifully back and forth, again, completing a cadence with heavy breath, which I pray is not the cadence of her last. The breath she draws where you can't see it, but know that it will always be there. Music fills her tiny living room once more, breathing life out of the brittle window screens. Melodies drifting down sloping yards of the neighborhood, out to the chain-link fences. They fill the potholes, sweep over the warped pavement, spiral down the street, and up into the air, her music bringing the neighborhood to life.
That was our first poet from Mountain Michael. A piece of personal and really compelling and emotional writing there. We'll see how the judges react to that. Something a little bit different from what we've heard tonight. But great, beautiful poetic language and metaphor in there. So.
It's cool. I forgive you. Keep it fresh. So, scores for that poem. I have an 8.5. I have an 8.0. I have an 8.9. I have a 9.3. And I have a 9.5. And we applaud that poet here. And we keep applauding. We welcome up the last poet of the first round from Millard.
All right, so that is a 26.7 for Mount Michael's first poet. And this is our first poet from Millard West.
A lot of choice. Okay. I'm Tom Schaefer from Millard West High School, and this is called A Piece of My Sanity. I am a pigeon. We the winged rats, says our flight charter, ugly winged creatures, homeless yet together, community forever, never to be destroyed. We are the sole perpetuators of goodness in this world. Squawk, squawk! I love my life. I get to fly free, make decisions on my own, allowing all others the right to do as they will. However, an unruly existence allows the human's hate skills to hone. The only thing that I can hope is that my evacuation persuades them to secede from their sadness. Squawk, squawk! I'm dangerous. I glide through the streets. Like a jet, I fly without missiles of hate, but with missiles of love. I've been shot, dead, insulted, loathed. It doesn't matter. I will crap on your car. I will cover your boiling hostility with a lid of beauty. Squawk, squawk. Since I have to wing it, this might not fly. You see, I try to flock and show these pitiful humans my beautiful poo. White like a flawless patch of equality disguised as pellets. However, all I receive as I retreat is the slight sound of profanity. Squawk to you too, jerk. Squawk, squawk. As humans continue to cover my art with profanity. They use soap, high-pressure washes, any kind of profanity they can find. Do they not understand that I am the true perpetuator of goodness? The world would not be the same without me. You felt the pain. Embrace the squawk and fix the errors you've been cursed with. Oh, these humans, they don't give up animosity. They tell whites that they're uncultured, blacks that they're too cultured. Why yell up at us when you are the true venom of society? I guess they misinterpreted praise the above. Oh. So, I'm a liberator. I'm a revolutionary liberator, a conspirator against the New York's robotic tendencies. So the next time that you look up and resent my gifts, make sure you keep your mouth closed.
That was the first poet from Millard West. If you're not in the room tonight, let me tell you, you really miss out watching the American Sign Language interpretation of that poem. It's really something special. All right, let's see how the first score comes back for our first comedy piece of the night. And first one from Millard West.
All right. Did you guys know that we are internet famous right now? Okay, maybe some of you are already internet famous, but we are internet famous right now! Thank you! We have a word that I just knocked the microphone. Bam! We have a live stream. So if you just turned off the noise on your pocket computer, what did you just say to me? I can hear you. Like, I'm right here. So if you did not turn off your pocket computer and you want to like tweet or Facebook or whatever bird happens on the internet, the website is youtube.com/LTabOmaha. What? youtube.com/LTABOMAHA. What? YouTube/LTabOmaha. Oh, all night long, you are all over the internet. Woo! All right, so scores for that poem. I have an 8.6, a 9.2, a 9.2, an 8.8, and an 8.9. That's the end of round one. Let's go into round two and welcome up to the stage the second poet from Lincoln North Star.
Okay, so that's that'll be a 26.9 for Mount Michael. Great opening, or sorry, 26.9 for Millard West, putting them in, putting them actually tied for second place. We got a 28.1 for North Star, 26.9 for Mount Michael, or for Millard West and Thomas Jefferson, and the 26.7 for Mount Michael. This is the first poet in round two from North Star. Big crowd.
My whole life, I have been taught to do big things. Dream big, achieve big, be big, so you can imagine my surprise when I realized that being big was wrong. I grew up with a pretty face and tight jeans. I grew up with my mom's shape and my brothers didn't. I grew up crying silently in the passenger seat after leaving the mall empty-handed. I grew up with a hatred for dressing rooms. I grew up going to the doctor for a sinus infection and getting an hour-long talk about healthy eating. I grew up counting calories and the number of girls that were prettier than me. I grew up using the entire class period before lunch to decide if I should eat or not. I grew up hearing, you look like you're losing weight, and nothing tastes as good as skinny feels from people who have clearly never experienced pepperoni pizza rolls. I grew up seeing boys obsess over girls whose waists were smaller than their heads. I grew up with thigh gaps and perfectly sculpted abs force-fed to me like empty calories every single day. I grew up gasping for air. I grew up with society telling me that I am flawed. And now I'm telling society to look in a mirror because it's made me afraid to. It's like playing tug of war with the whole world and with that many people pulling from the other side. Even your extra weight won't help you win. And as I grew up, I realized that fitting into our culture is as hard as fitting into a size 9. I grew up hearing my thin friends calling themselves fat and wondering what that made me. I grew up spending hours in front of the mirror wishing I could shrink myself into society's tiny glass box of perfection that would surely suffocate me. But at least I'd fit in. I grew up with skinny friends. I grew up obsessed with the number on the scale. I walked through life as though it was printed across my forehead. I believed my weight was the antagonist in every book ever written about me. They couldn't see my shirt plates. They only saw the way my bra squeezed my sides, or how my jeans squeezed my stomach, not the way their words squeezed my heart, and my heart is a grenade ticking faster with each prolonged stare, each crude comment, each discouraging way, and all leading up to the blast, until finally I'll scream out, I am beautiful! Even though I don't believe it. But maybe if I yelled it to a big enough crowd, even just one person would stand up and say, yes, you are. Not that it would change in my mind. But maybe somebody would see that the big shoes that I have to fill as anyone else's, that my dreams are big and so are my thighs, but those two things are not related, you see. I grew up with a heart fatter than me. I grew up being taught that being who you are is the most important thing a person can be. I could be mean, dishonest, or hateful. So big is really the worst thing that comes to mind when people meet me. I'll start writing it on my name tag.
All right, that was the second poet from Lincoln North Star.
3, 2, 1. Numbers.
We had students from TJ standing up to yell, "You're beautiful" after that one. From a competing school, mind you.
A 9.5. A 9.5. A 9.5. And a 9.5.
All right, so that's a 28.5 for North Star, giving them a current cumulative total, unofficially anyway, 56.6. This is our next poet, our second poet from Mount Michael. All right, so that was a poet from Mount Michael. That poet asked us, not to broadcast their poem, so we went quiet and dark on the live stream, but we are back, and you can hear the scores from that fantastic poem in just a moment.
I'm going to give the Nebraska Writers Collective new markers next time. Okay, so before I announce these scores, poets, I know that you know who goes next. While I am blah, blah, blahing about numbers, you are totally allowed to start creeping toward the stage. Audience, it is definitely your job to applaud until everybody gets to the stage. But poets, I want to let you know, like, what I'm saying up here is not secret. Like, you know what's happening. We know it's like a farce, okay? Like, we know who's next, okay? Okay. All right, we're on the level. We're understanding. Okay. Like I'm really involved, in fact. Okay, so you've been waiting for me to say numbers. So scores for that poem. I have an 8.7, an 8.7, a 9.0, an 8.7, and a 9.5.
Alrighty, so that is a 26.4 for that poet from Mount Michael. And this is Millard West.
Hi, I'm Shannon. I'm from Millard West. My mom always said, making friends is easy. Just keep your chin up, smile, tell them your name. I'm 16 years old. I've been to 8 different schools. I can't remember the names of anyone I spent my childhood with. I can't remember the face of my 4th grade teacher. I can't remember the inside of any of the houses I've grown up in. I've forgotten everything, and I've been told that it's for the better. I've grown out of old clothes the same way I've grown out of old towns, and I wonder why I have commitment issues. I'm temporary, like 50-cent tattoos sold at the convenience store, and I'm convinced that that's all I am worth anyway, so why does it matter? If you plant a flower but are absent for its bloom, you will never know the things it becomes. You might as well rip the anxious roots out of the ground before you have time or reason to consider its potential, and I wonder why I have commitment issues. I stopped building relationships in others when I realized there's no point in building something that will only be torn down. I leave people because it's the only thing I've ever known how to do is leave and be left. The word goodbye rolls off my tongue so sweetly, too sweetly. I've been the forgetter and the forgotten more than old news in the paper from years past, and I wonder why I have commitment issues. I'm only a vague thought, a distant memory in the minds of many. I don't give myself enough time to leave anything behind. So look twice before you sign on the dotted line. This is your warning. If you take me in, I will only leave you to wonder why, and the only explanation I can give you is, it's not you, it's me, and you will not believe it. Routine is a trespasser in my thoughts, and change is a trafficker of everything that I am in love with. It taunts me because I'm well aware that it cannot stay. I've never had a problem with opening up. When you don't know how much time you have left, a friendship develops over a stopwatch that someone else controls. The only thing that runs through my veins anymore is impending absence. I don't know if memories have been blurred out or erased in the back of my mind to make room for new ones, or if I have lost the ability to make memories in the first place. And I wonder why I have commitment issues. I come with no warranty, and the only guarantee that I come with is the guarantee that I will fade, like the colors of a painting that has been left in the sun too long. But it is okay, because I know you will not notice when I'm gone. Okay, Mom, I'm ready to make friends again. No, I'm not nervous. I've been here before. Her voice echoes in my head. Chin high, smile. Hello. My name is Temporary.
All right, that was our second round poet from Millard West. A piece about basically kind of fitting in and stuff like that. Really cool. I'm going to try and point the camera down a little bit to get it to balance a little bit more towards the performer's skin tone. And we'll see how that works out.
Okay, so judges 3, 2, 1, 4. All right, so scores are 9.4, 9.1, 9.1, 9.4, and a 9.7. And we applaud the poet here. Excellent. Keep applauding. Keep wooing. Woo! And welcome up to the stage, House of Bluffs, Thomas Jefferson!
All right, so that is a 27-9 from Millard West. This is Thomas Jefferson from Council Bluffs.
And I'm a senior at TJ. And this is to my ex-stepdad, or whatever you call a stepdad that's not a stepdad anymore. The day you left was simultaneously the best and worst day of my life. I was ecstatic police came to remove you like surgeons to a tumor. That's what you were, a tumor metastasizing. Meth terminated any shred of decency you had left. You claimed silver cars controlled by my mom were tracking your every move. Tried convincing my sisters and I that she was filming pornos upstairs in my rooms, and had the axe ready on the coffee table in case one of her hitmen finally came for you. Paranoia became your whole life. And I wasn't too thrilled with the fact that it was my first day of high school. That before you left that night, you sat there tapping my mom's forehead like a child to a fish tank until she cracked and gave you the keys. That was the first time my voice stood up to yours. And I don't remember what I said exactly, although the feeling has not left my memory. I felt like I could have killed you. I remember hoping that if you did end up leaving to get your next fix, the road would hit your skin before you could hit the brakes. Insanity. I got closer and closer with every near sleepless night in 9th grade that I spent locking and relocking and relocking the front and back door, that I spent crouched down, scoping out the underside of every table or staring out every window in the house because I saw shadows that in one way or another resembled people, investigating each square inch of my room until I was sure nothing was there. Paranoia became my life, and I was searching for you. But don't kid yourself, I wasn't looking because I missed you. I wasn't on edge because the house felt twice as big without you in it. I was looking because I was terrified you'd come back, that I would have to see you again. So before my eyes could shut each night, I made a list of names with I love you following each one, in hopes that it would prevent harm to any person I mentioned. Mom, I love you. Celia, I love you. Michael, Melissa, I love you. The list was long, but you were never on it. And I want to cry or puke or something, to purge myself of any feeling I still hold for you, whether it be hate, guilt, or pity, until indifference is no longer a mask I wear to pretend I would even care if something happened to you, or didn't, until you become a stranger. And I know that's impossible, just like you being on my list.
Alrighty, that was our second poet from Thomas Jefferson. Had to open the bout, and now they're coming up again with their to close round two.
All right, judges.
It's a hard spot to be in.
3, 2, 1.
Let's see how the judges like it. I know I like it. I like it a lot.
Thank you. It's good for my self-esteem. Someone did what? Andrew Joseph O'Donnell, you're not good for my self-esteem right now. No one else thought that was funny. I'm glad we have this like romance relationship. All right, so scores for that poem. I got a 9.2, a 9.4, a 9.2, a 9.2, and a 9.8. That is the end of round 2. Let's keep rolling into round 3. Welcome back to the stage, Mount Michael.
All right, so it's a 28.0 for Thomas Jefferson. That's going to give them a 56.9 total. I'll put the current totals in the chat.
Pretty much. My poem is entitled Possible Title, and now I'm going to tell you why applesauce sucks. The apple. A magnificent fruit, red as an old stop sign, or green as a meadow of clovers through which leprechauns frolic, or yellow like the setting sun, and pink like Tupperware pink crayons. But no matter its color, its flavor is mouth-watering, makes me want to rob high-V of all of their apples. Now, each time I eat an apple, taking a succulent bite, the gods celebrate the satisfying crunch, and I imagine the gorgeous orchard where the apple is picked, green trees with red dots on the leaves, this apple's home before it left its family for the greater good of humanity, so the apple and I can marry, have 2 kids, retire to Florida at 60, spend your days sailing the ocean. But applesauce. For no rich colors, no mouth-watering flavors. When I taste applesauce, I cannot see the amazing orchard, nor our wonderful future. Applesauce made with apples, but no crunch, made with water, but no juice. Separate. They're great, but together they are nature's snot. Actually, no, it is snot. But there's nothing natural about applesauce. For starters, it is made with a static ascorbic acid, which looks like cocaine. Seriously, Google it. What if a batch is made of cocaine? Mods could be sued. We must stop this production of Satan's sauce. And what about ascorbic acid, which is used to maintain color? What's color? Plus, ascorbic acid is a chemical created by German chemists in 1933. Nazis! Our children are eating applesauce made by Nazis! And of course, the main ingredient of applesauce is God's tears. Better known as high fructose corn syrup! The source of mercury poisoning, obesity, liver damage, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, metabolic syndrome, bone loss, and it even leaves you feeling hungry. Eating applesauce is not worth it. Its texture is that of watered down jelly mixed with poorly ground corn husks. Now, do you hear it when you sleep? Because I do. It sounds like mud. Blah, 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 when you put it on your plate. And as if all this is not enough, applesauce is not attractive. Just look at it. It looks like liquid sandpaper. Sandpaper is used in the garage to smooth out metal. Are y'all telling me you have garages in your bodies with sandpaper shortages? So please, listen to me. We need more apples and less applesauce. I am not kidding when I tell you applesauce is our Black Death and the reasons for communism. And although it has not yet happened, I know that applesauce is why Luxembourg will build a time machine and make themselves rulers of all of the butterflies. Really, clearly, a world with applesauce is not fit to sustain life. Applesauce, a saucy fruit that satisfies all who accept the devil. Thank you.
All right, that was the round 3 poet from Mount Michael. Got a real special piece on that one. I got to be there for that piece's initial creation, so that one's pretty fun to see in its full form. Here are the scores for it.
How's my volume? All right, so for that poem, I have an 8.6, a 9.0, a 9.0, an 8.8, and an 8.9, and we applaud the poets here. Keep thinking, guys. Welcome back to the stage, the poet from Millard West.
All right, so that is a 26.7 for that poem from Mount Michael. And Millard West is up now.
My name is Monty from Millard West, and this is my art. Grass grows greener under gray skies. Maybe if troubled kids had someone to FaceTime on late nights, they wouldn't FaceTime. Every time I step into the counselor's room, I stay away from suicide to stay on the safe side, because all they'll do is call my parents and give me prescriptions and tell me how my self-medication is an addiction, have me take pills more lethal and addictive to fix it. Watching my diction, don't want to get a sentence for a sentence. And they say they're here to listen, but question all my ambitions. How can I think out the box and still follow the system? Are you swallowed by sickness and every day kid is a symptom? Struggling for acceptance and only faced with resentment. An eye for an eye. They question why I resent them. All I see is depression, results of your oppression. Most of the teachers I met, they never taught me to listen. I took creative writing, and all I felt was restricted. My pen is being constricted, and all I am is conflicted. Can we talk about all the topics that we deem taboo? Can we talk about why these kids get piercings and tattoos? The perfect answer would be yes, son. I'd be glad to. I recall an assembly we had in elementary. They told us, follow your dreams. But now my dreams aren't meant to be. They made us chant. Never say I can't. But my teacher told me I can't be Mark Twain. I can't be who I want. I can't. But you can't tell me what I can and can't. I walked to guidance for some guidance and found that they can't provide it. I started crying in the office. because my role models were liars. Oh, he's suicidal. Let's all act like we care. But I don't care if you care. These are just some thoughts I'm gonna share. Okay, we acknowledge the problem, but how do we solve it? Can I please speak my mind without being insulted? This is the land of the free, right? Is it still? Red, white, and blue. Red for the blood we spilled, white for the men who killed them, blue for the ones we bruised. Oh, he's just lost and confused. Sense it before they hear it. You can take away my body, but you can't kill my spirit. Help me heal my wounds and don't try to heal it. I don't need your feedback. I just want you to hear it. Thank you.
All right, that was a poet from Millard West with our round 3 poem.
All right, judges. 3, 2, 1. We only dance with our elbows at L-tab. Grown-ups don't dance below the waist at L-tab. That's right. All right, so scores. I got a 9-6, a 9-5, an 8-5, an 8-9, and a 9-5 for that poem. Excellent. Keep clapping. Welcome back to the stage, Council Bluffs, Thomas Jefferson.
All right. So that's a 27.9 for Millard West, 3rd round poet, and this is Council Bluffs Thomas Jefferson to close round 3.
Hello, my fellow slammers. My name is Eldon Warner. I'm a senior from Thomas Jefferson High School, and I will be performing my piece, Winter Formal. Winter Formal. Legendary. By breaking from the mold of the awkward white boy shuffle, I was going to jimmy, jive, and jam into the hearts of everybody on the dance floor. One dilemma stood in my way from swooning every last heart. I suffered from a bad case of weenie butt-itis. So to get over my sickness, I puffed my chest up with pride and I sauntered onto the dance floor, much like a king walking to his throne. This is when I pulled out my most righteous of dance moves. My arms flailed, my legs noodled. I was on fire! I was a dancing animal, so I thought. My friends later told me that it was quite the opposite. They compared me to a Bambi. Small, awkward, wet from perspiration. I was a mess. Anyways, once I was finished grooving, I faced a sensation I had never felt before. My stomach churned, my fingers were frigidly cold, my hands were sweating profusely. This feeling was temporary confidence. And with this newfound confidence, I went to the closest person I could find. And there she was, Samantha Wilder. Never before had I seen a person of such beauty and radiance as this one. Her hair perched on top of her head, much like a mother bird would perch on a nest. Her eyes, the deep color of blue raspberry dum-dum suckers, and her teeth, perfectly aligned, like military soldiers standing before their drill sergeant. So, then my body, the confidence completely took over my body, and there I was, standing face to face with her. I thought to myself, Eldon, don't screw this up. You have one chance for a first impression, so you'd better make it a good one. My jowls opened with much confidence and ease, ready to spew out the most macho and devilish pickup line I could think of. But the only thing that came out was a considerable amount of saliva that was followed by guttural noises that could only be described as a Wookiee swallowing a small grapefruit. She did not take my offering very kindly. I was abruptly slapped across the face with such force that would send a wild boar to seethe with pain. I was distraught, defeated, and much like a dog, I tucked my tail between my legs to whimper home in my utter failure.
All right, that was our round 3 poet from Council Bluffs, Thomas Jefferson. Nice comedic piece there. Great to see a comedy piece, especially I think later in the bout. Those play really well. And this, well, these are the scores.
That makes me old. But really, all right, so scores for that poem. I got a 9.1, an 8.8, an 8.4, a 9.0, and a 9.5. Whoa! Clap! Noise! Welcome back to the stage, Lincoln North Star!
All right, so that's a 26.9 for Council Bluffs, and this is North Star using one of their optional duets.
Okay. I'm Haley. I'm a sophomore.
I'm Morgan. I'm a junior.
We're from Lincoln North.
And this is called Stretch Marks. If I could speak, I would speak about home.
How your home is my skin, how you inch your way up my sides.
If I could speak, I would tell you I want to hold you. I would tell you
I want you to feel comfortable in your own skin.
If I could speak, I would ask for you to look at me.
Without disgust, without resentment, without loathing, my little colonies of collagen marching miles across this body, forging my shell. My very own wall of armor.
If I could speak, I would talk about all those times I felt your nails dig into your skin so that could make me leave. The defense I built to protect you from your own insecurities are slowly fading away with your confidence creams.
Do you even know my name?
Stria.
A groove on my inflexible skin.
If only you could love yourself like I do. Look at my elaborate drawings. Your body is a canvas.
I would watch as you draw stars and constellations, brilliant nebulas and galaxies colored with astounding shades of white,
purple, and red, then go starry night
on my chest and stomach.
Look at me, I am here.
Look at me,
I am growing. Look at me, because I don't want to fade, because I'm not just a crack
in the pavement of your skin, because you're not just another problem that rolls away with time, because there's nothing as original as yourself,
because 80% of human beings are dealing with their own starry nights, because I don't want to leave. Look at me.
Look at me, just look at me,
slowly wrapping myself around
like
you.
Like velvet ribbons on my skin.
Like waves against an ocean.
Like shooting stars.
Your body has carried
more than just weight and self-loathing, more than just diets and tears.
More than just imperfection.
I want to wear my skin
proudly.
Why can't I realize that not every mark makes up who I am, that these marks are tighter around my heart than my thighs? I can only ever show the shame on my face, shame. Not even the cellulite can hide the scars so much deeper than my stretch marks. This is my skin.
And I only have one body, and I am not going anywhere.
All right, that was Lincoln North Star to close round 3 of this bout. Great duet piece from them. Groups do, or schools have the option to send up extra group pieces in the first 4 rounds, and then just one though, just one. So they're locked in with a indie piece in their next round, and we'll see how the judges react to their first group piece of the night.
All right, scores for that poem. I got a 9.2, a 9.3, a 9.7, an 8.7, and a 9.5. That's the end of our 3rd round. Remember, judges, remain consistent. Remember, audience, remain boisterous. Welcome back to the stage. Welcome back to the stage. A poet from Millard
All right, so that was a 28 even for North Star. Millard West is up now.
That was a little tougher than I thought. Hi, my name's Allie, and I'm a junior from Millard West.
Motionless. The wind caresses your hair and makes it toss and turn playfully. Your face is still, its muscles frozen. Its expression is read only as pulse sliding down an unexpected throat. Sour. Your lips do not even quiver, they are rubbed to bear. His tongue slithers down your throat, tasting of mint gum and a stale hot dog bun, and you wonder if this is real. His hands creep along your jawline past your collarbones and hover above your heart like a cat stalking its prey. Your breathing becomes shallow as his presence overcomes you. His cologne, once so sweet, has turned bitter. He presses you up against a concrete wall, its surface covered with dust and mold. It is chilly to the touch, just like his heart, but they will both warm up. And you'll wish to believe that you did too. Cowering in an alley beside an amusement park, his hands explore every inch of you. They search for every nook, every crevice of your soul for him to exploit. You were daddy's little girl. What are you now? Slept. You feel a repressed sense of emptiness reaching up from your gut to pull you in, and you struggle. You fight back with this boy, and you want to believe that your love is real. His nimble fingers tie you in emotional knots, but your dad's not here to brush them out. You are alone with the boy you've convinced yourself that you love, yet you do not question his abrasiveness out loud. Tied in knots, you are motionless. Your heart is a frequently rented apartment. And with faulty wiring, you're a bomb begging to burst. You are flammable. His cigarettes have turned your esophagus into charcoal. You can no longer feel what he forces down your throat. Pressed up against an unforgiving wall, you turn gray as the light fades from your eyes, and your fingertips are blue from lack of oxygen, and you hope to God that the pressure he is putting on your throat is out of love. You are hopeful, but he does not smile at you. You know he abuses you, but all you've been taught to do is to let him continue. So like a good girl, you do. And somewhere along the way, you give in to the feeling for a moment of release, and when you wake up in the morning, not knowing how you traveled to his bed, you feel empty. But you just wanted to feel loved. And honey, you know it's not real.
All right, judges, 3, 2, 1, show forward. I have an 8.9, a 9.3, an 8.9, a 9.5, and a 9.8. And we applaud the poets here. Keep applauding and welcome back to the stage, a poet from Hudson Bluffs, Thomas Jefferson.
Hello, my name is Kaylin. I go to Thomas Jefferson High School. And I decided this poem is called SEX Spells the Education You Never Gave Me. Across the nation, we are attempting to doctor a plague with shows titled 16 and Pregnant and Teen Mom. You complain about television and internet exposing my young generation to what you deem inappropriate behavior, but overlook the fact that it's our only source of education beyond abstinence is the most effective birth control. But abstinence is not birth control, it is sex control. It answers no questions that teen may ask parents who can only respond with blank stares and accusations. threats of punishment if their child's pregnancy is thrust upon them like abstinence is upon me. The lack of sex education is the reason why teens may refer to sex as capital IT, it. It's the reason your daughters become mothers at 16 and the reason your son thinks he doesn't need to wear a condom. It's the reason why I didn't know what ovulation was until 7th grade when I got my first period and turned to Google for the answers health class wouldn't provide. It's the reason both men and women are embarrassed buying tampons and pads, looking over their shoulders as they pick the boxes off the shelves and crossing their fingers that the cashier won't be an attractive one. But at Walmart, the chances are thankfully slim. Listen, I don't know who I need to consult in order for sex education to be widespread, but I'm looking towards the white Republicans who sit in office not knowing how to please their wives because even at 50 years old, they still don't understand the female anatomy. With sex education, maybe boys will stop assuming that urination and ovulation come from the same place. Perhaps they will understand what a period is and how long it lasts. Maybe with sex education, sex itself wouldn't be a word we have to whisper behind closed doors and drawn curtains. Maybe we wouldn't hush our children when they ask what sex is, because sex is not a stork dropping babies on your doorstep. It is not the birds and the bees. It is reproduction in the simplest of ways. And instead of shying away from telling curious adolescents, we should understand that teenagers are the questions, whereas adults are the answers. We should understand by now that the epidemic is not teen pregnancy, it is abstinence. It is sex education only being my mother telling me not to have it. It is school telling me that my questions are not in the curriculum, that it's not appropriate for me to ask about my body or why it is that boys will never understand it, never know about it, no matter how many hold me close and tell me they love me. Because who we label as boys are learning about the male genitalia in room 127, while who we label as girls sit across the hall, room 129, learning about their first period. It is being given a pamphlet in place of answers and pads in place of comfort. Maybe if we sat everyone, regardless of gender identity, in room 131 and answered the questions they don't feel comfortable asking before their curiosities are brushed off as unnecessary and vulgar, we'd start to see that questions about sex will stop being answered by teens committing the act themselves. Across the nation, teenagers have questions. They don't know how STDs can or cannot be transmitted. They don't know the difference between AIDS and HIV. And as I'm saying this, I still don't know. Because abstinence didn't tell me.
That was a new piece of writing from Council Bluffs, Thomas Jefferson. I've been one of their supervising teachers this year, and that was great. I love that piece. Oh no, DJ's playing Salt and Pepper.
This same joke happened last night while I was on the stage. The same. Okay, it's fine. It's all right. Okay, so scores. I got a 9.1.
Come on.
A 9.1.
Come on.
A 9.6. A 9.1. And a 9.5 for that. Whoa! Keep applauding and welcome back to the stage. Live from Lincoln North Side.
Had to go to the shortest one. Oh, it's worked. Okay. Okay, my name is Rachel Vermillion, and I'm a senior at Lincoln North Star High School. And this is for my mom. I'm scared. Maybe that's hard for me to say or hard for you to hear, but I've never had the courage to say it out loud until now. I've never been able to admit that every time I walk out the door, I'm afraid I forgot to hug you. I'm afraid maybe I forgot to kiss your forehead. I'm afraid maybe I didn't say I love you loud enough. I'm afraid to lose you. I'm afraid that I'll leave and come back to you and you won't be you anymore. You'll be the broken parts of yourself that you've hidden away for safekeeping. You'll be the woman who lets your sickness take over her life, but I only know the woman in hospital beds. With the tangled wires like knotted shoelaces, the woman too weak to get out of bed, but too strong to that she's hurting. I see a woman with the will to keep going for the sake of her kids in a misleading hope that maybe one day she'll get better. And maybe you will. Maybe when I leave and come back, you'll bloom from these shallow, murky waters like a lotus flower. And the thing about lotus flowers, they retreat into the water at the hours of darkness. They rise from the surface at dawn. Maybe I am afraid because I don't want to blink and miss the first time I see you stand up from your wheelchair. I don't want to miss the doctor who states impossible moment when the stairs are no longer an unclimbable mountain and the stares of others are no longer a feeling of misunderstanding. I don't want to miss the first time I see you run in over 18 years. I want to be running with you. I want you to feel the wind on your back like a hummingbird. Legs too weak so you choose to fly. I want to be there every time your blue eyes shine because I suck the ocean dry. I want to be there when you're smiling even after all this time. I'm afraid to leave and come back. I'm afraid of forgetting the way your hair smells like honey, or how the butterfly rashes on your cheeks makes it look like you're always blushing. I'm afraid to leave you. I'm afraid that I'll get lost after holding my sweaty palms. I'm afraid of being on my own and not knowing if I'm making the right decisions. What if I forget how to love myself the way you taught me? What if the monsters in my head start to speak louder than your voice, telling me I'm worth it? What if I need you? You always told me to follow my dreams and never let anything get in the way, but what if the thing that's holding me back is the only thing that keeps me going? Your home-cooked meals, lifetime movie marathons, and crochet blankets keep me going. I'll keep coming back to you. And when I do, I want you to be that hummingbird. Because the thing about hummingbirds is that when they are scared, they hide their colors. So by radiant blues and purples for something more humble, I'm the only one that knows that when the ocean leaves your eyes, the green left behind means life. And the thing about hummingbirds is that they remember every flower they've ever been to, is that their heart beat 10 times faster than all of ours, making them capable of 10 times more love than everyone else, and you are capable of more than you give yourself credit for. So thank you for teaching me how to love without fear, for taking this house and making it a home, for giving birth to this hummingbird of a human being so that I can always come back home.
All right. That was another poem from North Star. It's driven personal writing. A lot of times we see a more sentimental approach with the family poems. So that one was cool to see that much energy in a poem for a mother. Really great. Let's see how the scores are. I bet they'll be good.
All right. I have for that poem a 9.6, a 9.5, a 9.3, a 9.1, and a 9.7. Keep applauding and bring up the final points in this round from Mount Michael!
That's a 28.4 for North Star. This is Mount Michael.
From Mount Michael. Okay. And the title of this poem is called In Chennai, India, my grandfather buys rice and a stuffed bear for a father and his son. An ice cream smudge on my 9-year-old face, the eggshell white contrasting the caramel brown. Across from me, the grandfather, white shirt parted at the collar, gold chain hanging loosely as an untied shoelace. As the last glob of ice cream plummets into my stomach, we slowly rise and exit. The street surges with people in the way dead leaves cover the ground on an October afternoon. Smells of marvelous food sweep the air, making it hard for me to breathe. Voices were louder than rain beating down on a metal ceiling. Cosmic colors are everywhere, making the city look like a color wheel. I felt at home. I was filled with joy. As I danced my way through the rickety street, as I was making my way to the coveted end of this journey, I looked to my left and I winced. I pulled at my grandfather's shirt and he turned slowly and was taken by shock. On the side of the street, we saw a middle-aged man missing his left arm, screaming for money. Next, his boy missing his left leg. Both are shirtless, the boy's dusky skin making shimmer the red on a bracelet, his bones through tight skin, cadaverous as the limbs of a newborn tree. His hair slick, as if someone dumped olive oil all over his head. His shorts strained around his hips, making it look like it pained him. The father's long beard is ribboned with strands of white hair like strands of floss. His ribs jut out, visible to everyone willing to not look away, as bags under his eyes try to stay attached to his face. I look at his feet. They're scarred and dried as burnt toast. My grandfather walks, and he calmly asks this man and this child their story. The father spoke. His voice tremored like a skinny tree on a windy day. And he said, I was a cop. I threw someone in jail hoping to bring peace and happiness to this ungrateful city, but the gang of this man took my son and cut off his leg. They took me and cut off my arm. One night they took torches to my house, and all I could see was fire.
All right, judges, you know what I want. It's like nobody thinks I'm funny in this game. Oh, it's because when I have like noise behind me, I'm funnier. I get it. Oh, okay. Okay, for that poem, I had an 8.6, an 8.7, a 9.0, an 8.8, and a 9.3. Oh, applaud the poem here. All right, so that is the end of round 4. And what you might not know about the end of round 4 is we take an opportunity to have a little huddle. So, coaches, if I could have you huddle with the bout manager, Matt Mason, over here. Luckily, he's tall, so it's easy to see him. The rest of us will take probably approximately a 10-minute break. I understand about poet time, okay? You and I are on the same page about poet time. So it's 7:01. We will start, let's say 10 to 12 minutes, because after their huddle, like, it's only fair to let the coaches also, you know, do their little lap around, by which I mean use the bathroom. So, if you find yourself in a line for the bathroom and there's a coach or a competing poet at the end of that line, be generous about the line. You know how it goes. But, so, 10 minutes. Ready? And break.
All right, so that brings us to the end of round 4. Unofficial scores, according to my admittedly not great math, are North Star with a 113.0, Millard West with a 110.4, Thomas Jefferson with a 109.4, and Mount Michael right behind them with a with a 107.3 is Mount Michael. So yeah, that's the breakdown of the scores, at least unofficially. Again, my math is not great. But that's what we're looking at. So you'll probably be hearing from those poets, unless there are big scoring differences with the official scores. You'll be hearing from the teams in reverse order. So you'll hear Mount Michael first, then Thomas Jefferson, then Millard West, and then Lincoln North Star. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and turn the mics off for a little bit. But stay tuned in, share the link, get more people in here for this group piece round. It's going to be great. And donate at ltabomaha.org and ltabgreatplains.org. You can donate to support the work and things like that. And we will be back in just a little bit. Talk to you soon.
Tell me how you want it, want it, want it. Tell me how you want it, want it, want it. Tell me how you want it, want it, want it. Tell me how you want it, I'm on it. Tell me how you want it, 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 tell me how you want it.
Before we get started, I've got a few announcements. First of all, thank you all for coming. It's a fantastic thing. Just want to remind you, Louder Than a Bomb is not just a month-long festival. It's a school year-round program. We start in the schools in the fall and work through now. We're in over 40 schools or programs, most of which end up here at Louder Than a Bomb. Some of them don't get a team put together by the end, but we love working with everybody. We have to say thanks to a lot of great folks who make this possible. First of all, We've got little jars on the table. If you put some money in there, you help us keep this going, and we're very grateful. It makes a big difference what we pull in during the tournament. We also have to thank some great organizations and individuals who donate money to us. The Nebraska Arts Council supported us for years, and we love them. Let's hear for Nebraska Arts Council. It's also here for Nebraska Humanities, or Humanities Nebraska, the Sherwood Foundation, Cooper Foundation, Kiewit Foundation, the Whites Family Foundation, Hawks Foundation. We got a lot of good foundations locally. The Holland Foundation, Warren Distribution, Paul and Annette Smith, and again, everybody who put some money into the jars out there. We've got t-shirts for sale. We have fantastic hot and cold beverage tumblers on the tables. You can buy amazing Louder Than a Bomb gear and impress all your friends. So, we've got one more event for teams after tonight. We'll be back April 20th at the Holland Center. You may have heard of it. It's a nice place, kind of large. Come by. It is free to come and see the team competition. Whether your team is there or not, you should come. It's a heck of a night. It's a blast. That's on April 20th. Starts at 7 o'clock. So we'll get started here in just a minute, but make sure and cheer for these poets. Afterwards, go up to the poets whose work you love and tell them how fantastic they are. Thank you.
All right, folks, we're about to get started again with round 5.
All right. Do I have teams in the house? I've got Thomas Jefferson. I've got North Star. I've got Michael. I've got Millard. Okay. Do I have judges in the house? Lost judge. Yes, you were Jefferson right there. Good. I judge. I lost the judgment. Okay. Give me a second.
Just think while you've been getting down and out about the liars and the dirty, dirty cheats of the world, you could have been getting down to this sick. I stay up too late. Got nothing late. You're nothing in my brain. That's what people say. That's what people say. I go on too many dates, but I can't make them stay. At least that's what people say. That's what people say. But I keep closing. Can't stop, won't stop moving. In my mind, saying it's gonna be alright. 'Cause the plan's gonna play. He's gonna hate. I'm just gonna shake. Shake it out. Niggas gonna break. Niggas gonna break. I'm just gonna shake it out. I never miss a beat. I'm landing on my feet. And that's what they don't see. That's what they don't see. I'm landing on my own. I'll make the moves about to go. That's what they don't know. That's what they don't know. Can't stop, won't stop moving. It's like I got you.
Are you ready to slay? Before we begin, let's give it up for our DJ Animal! Even if all you can do is like dance with your elbows, man, it's been a pleasure. Alright! So going into this fifth round, this special fifth round where we will see 4-person group pieces from all of the teams. Plural. I teach English. What did you say? Really? Oh yeah, man, and you would get like probably like a B+. Not right now. Okay, so in this order, first we will see Mount Michael. Then we will see Come to Bluffs, Thomas Jefferson. Then we will see Millard West. Then we will see Lincoln North Star. And then we will dance. Are you ready? I also am ready. Make a lot of noise. Welcome to the stage, Mount Michael.
All right, so our first group up, as promised, is Mount Michael. This is, I believe, their first time in semifinals. I might be wrong about that. But they always have creative stuff, and it's been great to see some new writing from them and some really strong personal stuff as well.
All right, my name is
Here they go.
I'm Thomas DeCola.
I'm Kevin Arul.
Joey Recker, and we're from Mount Michael.
Thanks, man.
And this is The Flood.
On Facebook, I read a friend's status. Today is my birthday.
I ate a tasty bowl of spaghetti.
It was the best spaghetti ever.
Then on Wikipedia, I read,
the longest human pregnancy was 17 months and 11 days.
The average lifespan of a dragonfly is 24 hours.
2/3 of the world's eggplants are grown in New Jersey.
And on Twitter,
I'm starting Twitter beef with myself at Jonah Hill.
went for a run, now I have to get my day started at Khloe Kardashian.
I am not famous anymore at Shia LaBeouf.
Stratified. Foods you have been cutting the wrong way your whole life. TMZ.
Lindsay Lohan has been spotted by a cafe.
Daily Mail.
Find
out why this 87-year-old looks younger than this 20-year-old. Chick-fil. The 30 goofiest cats who have better lives than you. The Flood.
Mark your tweet and see how fast it fades.
A drop of water in an ocean.
Slowly overflowing with things that mean nothing.
Things thought in the moment to be unforgettable.
Instantly lost.
Sinking under the waters of forgetfulness.
I watched the magic flute.
Listen to Chopin's Minute Waltz.
Or use a semicolon in a paper.
And I am heartbroken.
That these beautiful things are not shining in our world.
That they too are drowning in the waters of the flood. Tumblr, YouTube, BuzzFeed, Snapchat. So I think we must build an ark
to protect the golden past from decay.
To preserve face-to-face conversation.
Cursive handwriting.
Cassettes with inky tape spilled like snakes.
The spelling of you with 3 letters.
These ancient constellations growing dim amongst the glow of streamlights.
But why?
With the birth of the brush, we stopped hand-painting walls.
With the camera, the portrait is unnecessary.
With email, why send a letter?
The Red Queen is here.
To the dead dodo who refuses to adapt, we say carpe diem.
Art is part of a hectic society, changing. Thus let art change with society.
Let art flow with the waters.
Couch potatoes can read books through Kindles.
Twitter can stimulate the birth of new words just as Shakespeare.
Instagram will introduce fine art to the masses.
And we happy few,
we shall remember all the fuss and all the worry of drowning.
As if it were only a mischievous poet on stage reciting,
if we shadows have offended,
think but this and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here.
While these visions did appear.
All right, judges, 3, 2, 1, show me your scores. Some of you were early. I like it when it's early. That's scores. It's just all right, so I have an 8.8, an ambivalent audience, a 9.1, a 9.6, an 8.5, and an 8.8, and we applaud the poets here. Keep applauding and welcome back to the stage, Council Bluffs, Thomas Jefferson!
I'm Cheyenne.
I'm Shia.
And I'm Caleb.
And we're from Thomas Jefferson.
Twitter notification
At Party Boy for life
has just favorited hashtag Meninist Twitter.
Hold on.
Meninist?
That's a joke, right? What are they?
A bunch of bros who think that feminists are oppressing them?
It must be hard having women catcall you every day.
Hey, Poppy, those shorts are nice.
Legislation passed telling you what you are and aren't allowed to do with your body.
Whoa! They already have their own t-shirt. But then again, it's easy to come up with logos when you just steal them.
And we all know how great white men are at taking things that aren't theirs.
It's $23 and comes in black and gray.
That seems a little stale.
Why stop there when you could have
blurred lines blue because
we know you want it, or yes, old man yellow because you think you are the exception.
Also available in catcalling khaki because it was meant as a compliment.
Or even is it rape indigo? But don't worry, if you don't order it, we're still going to give it to you and charge you double.
Wait, is it rape indigo?
That's not a real color, because if you have to ask if it's rape, it's rape!
Meninist, you know what you should do with that $23 you spent on a t-shirt?
Buy condoms to make sure there won't be any more of you in the future.
Meninist, please love yourselves. Buy pizza. Or some common sense.
Think of all the fedoras you could buy, because you probably lost your last one in the friend zone.
Stop! The friend zone is imaginary, just like your appeal to women.
I bet it's super annoying having women ask how big your
chest is. And not having a date to prom because women owe it to you to ask.
After all, you did hold the door open for 2 of them the other day.
The least they could do is invite you to have sex with them
and 5 of their friends. Unless you'd like to be treated like the dogs you are.
I'm not throwing you a bone for being a nice person.
Surprise, everyone. Romantic and sexual relationships aren't the only ways in which men and women can associate with each other.
Friendship is alive and well.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that your opinions don't matter.
But when you ask me hashtag why can't men hit women,
my response is hashtag men shouldn't hit women.
Hashtag women shouldn't hit men.
Forget the hashtag.
People shouldn't hit people.
And the fact that men are always expected to pay on a date is stupid.
But did you consider the fact that you get paid more?
It's not very chill to buy the Chills and Iggy Azalea album.
But bruh, feminism is trying to solve that already.
Toxic masculinity is a result of misogyny. Feminine qualities are considered a sign of weakness.
So when bruh turns, hashtag like a girl equals bad.
Hashtag like a boy equals not a real insult.
Hashtag feminism equals an insult to humanity.
Oh no, 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 no. All right. Here's a poem from Council Bluffs Thomas Jefferson. I was saying no, 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 no to the DJ. Well, that's all right. We make do.
I've got an 8.9, a 9.4, a 9.8, a 9.6, and a 9.7. And we applaud the poet here. Keep making noise. Welcome back to the stage, a group piece from Millard
All right, so that's a 28.7. Great score for a great group piece from Council Bluffs Thomas Jefferson. You can see the crowd react and how much they loved that piece. This is Millard West with their final piece of the bout.
Hi, I'm Sammy. We're from Millard West.
I'm Allie.
I'm Monty.
I'm Shannon.
And this is our poem, A Dream. We gotta wait.
The creak of the stairs. Up and up I go.
Falling. Unfathomable depths and darkness. The sinking feeling in my stomach has become numb. I have been descending for what seems like an eternity. I try to scream, but sputter and gargle on what tastes like warm copper. I can't hear myself cough, but I can feel the trickle of fresh blood overlapping the dry stains as it
awaiting
soaks
my
on me.
cold, exhausted body is my bed.
My lungs have been possibly exploded from my screams of terror. I don't know how long I've been falling, recalling, praying to something or someone, installing a sense of security.
Installing in my head for the appalling thought of
Death. I sigh from my head to my toes and slip in and out of hazy consciousness. I look up. I see succinct shades of scarlet and saffron in the sky.
Ascending closer to impending bliss.
Up and up I go.
I have never feared the end.
I just fear the uncertainty. This feeling of not feeling would scare me if I could feel, but my body is in shock and there are too many wounds to heal.
Immediately engulfed in warmth, a peacefulness settles over my mind and soul. Soft pink sheets dissolve
into rippling ocean waves around me, but
I am still warm. I try, safe.
I drown deeper, further into the opaque abyss of my own tortured mind.
Wake up! Wake up!
Wake up!
Wake up! I suddenly realize that my body isn't achy.
I don't feel the anguish in my bones.
I'm in a complete state of nirvana here. Here. Where's here? How did I get here?
This is the part where I spring up from my bed, startled and shaking, wide-eyed, heart racing.
This beautiful place is not home.
And I am at peace here.
Gasping for air, I'm supposed to realize that this was all a dream, and there is nothing to worry about.
That doesn't happen this time.
Breathing in the sun, I feel powerful.
In the most innocent sense of the word.
I lay my head on my pillow and travel to that same state of nirvana.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
That doesn't happen this time.
All right, that is Millard West's very theatrical group piece. They're trying some things with that not a lot of schools try. It's really cool to see. Let's see how the scores come back for it.
I have a 9.6, an 8.9, a 9.4, an 8.5, and a 9.6. So we applaud the poets here. Keep applauding. Welcome back. The last poem of the night from Lincoln North.
So that's a 27.9 for Millard West's final poem. And Lincoln North Star are up now to close the bout.
I'm Serenity, I'm a senior.
I'm Ryan, I'm a junior.
I'm Jalal, and I'm also a junior.
I'm Rachel, I'm a senior.
We're from the Lincoln North Star Slam team. And this poem is Inside Out. I know from the outside, I seem all confidence, chest puff, chin up. I seem glasses, backpack too heavy, smart. I seem bleach blonde, clumsy, airhead dumb. I seem look tough, so no one will bother me. Look mad, so no one will bother me. Look strong, so no one will bother me. Bother to look at me.
Look inside.
You'd see I match my breathing to the people I love when I'm near them.
I know from the outside, it seems like I'm
Built from empty Mountain Dew cans.
I seem all
Video game controllers with the thumbs worn down.
I seem as shallow as the river of things I'm good at. The truth is, I am a cold January night, and from outside,
I seem all life going as smooth as the strokes of God's paintbrush.
Privilege.
I seem 5 hours of AP homework, scholarships in the bag.
Achiever.
I seem looking entitled so they don't question what you deserve.
I seem
look
deserving
so they won't question what you're entitled to. My outside layer of ease causes friction, which I know is only my fault.
which in turn causes a fault.
Which causes the earth to quake, and the quaking turns into tsunamis. If you looked inside, you'd see the eye of the storm.
Short glimpses of peace.
I know from the outside, it seems like
I'm another goth
wannabe with death metal blaring from my headphones.
But on the inside,
there's a kid who's terrified of color.
Because it makes
her skin out. She wears earbuds.
because it makes ignoring the insults that much easier.
If you look inside, I see my anxiety is made of water.
I see her drowning in
She
it.
doesn't talk because every time she opens her mouth,
She's afraid to lose what little air she has left to breathe.
From outside, no one tells her.
Lungs can expand.
Limitless.
The heart can pump to its own beat.
Unconstrained veins
flowing with questions.
I know from the outside.
It seems like I'm about as interesting as grass growing.
Paint drying.
And textile museums. I see Mall has a perfect family playing card games on Friday nights.
Typical.
Go ahead. Tell me I'm blessed. But inside the white shutters live lonely people. Locked behind bedroom doors with music on high. Broken people. My father on the couch, more interested in field goals than my goals.
I know from the outside.
It seems like I'm the quiet one, staring at the board, writing notes without hesitation in a world where the cover can give you the story.
But if you looked inside,
This is society only leaves room.
For covers, never stories,
So open the book.
because we know from the outside.
It seems like we're just a bunch of horse-voiced playwrights making scribbles on sloppy paper with poetic penchants and phony phonetics.
But if you looked inside, you'd see.
Our books waiting to be written.
You see explosively literate alligators somehow surviving on these great plains.
It seems writing in the back alleys of our school.
You see us
Courageous and cowardly.
gifted and ignorant,
You see us failure and success.
Humble and proud.
you see us inside and out.
All right, that was the poem from North Star.
This is the last poem that
And the last scores are coming in now.
So I know. So let's savor it. 3. Oh, you're all ready. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Show me your scores. All right. Mathematicians. For that poem, I've got a 9.5. A 9.6, a 9.9, a 9.2, another 9,
9.9. Now, as I do this talky talk, all the poets and all the teams from Council Bluffs, Thomas Jefferson, Lincoln, North Star, Mount Michael, and Millard West, please join me on this stage so you can see all the incredible artists who have shared with you tonight their work. Please, yes, make some noise. Remember, we are all the winners here. Clap, clap, clap. High five, high five, high five. High five to the high five. You can certainly, I mean, we got room for you on the stage. You want to do a little dance with your elbows because we're adults and we don't dance below the waist at LTAP? Are we all here? Are we all like clapping and like, oh God, you guys really, okay, you don't know. So, okay. So, in fourth place, is everybody on the stage? Yeah, okay. Oh, I should have really facilitated this better. Yeah, like, let's go. Let's go. Everybody wins. Let's just have a big group hug. Oh, with permission. Only with permission. We don't touch without permission. Okay. So, in fourth place, make a lot of noise and thank you so much, Mount Michael. In third place, making lots of noise and thank you so much, Thomas Jefferson. In second place, again, lots of noise. Don't even stop the noise, just make noise for Millard West. In third place, advancing to finals on Monday, April 20th in Holland. Lots of noise for Lincoln North Stick around, we've got another showcase starting at 7:30. Public time, 7:30. You are a judge. Either bring your scorecards to me or I will come and I will get those scorecards from you. Thank you so much. Excellent job. If you are leaving the building, drive safe and make responsible decisions. I love you. Goodbye.
Oh, sorry. There we go. That brings us to the end of that bout. North Star will be heading to finals this year. But great shows from TJ from, hey, there's my light. Great show from TJ from Millard West and from Millard Michael. New stuff and being just really great competitors and great supporters. So that's it for this bout. I will be back in a little bit to introduce the next live stream, but then I'm probably just going to let it run its course after that. So thanks for tuning in. YouTube.com/LTAB Omaha is the place to head back to find the next live stream. You can also find the donation links at LTAB Great Plains. That's LTAB, LTAB, as in louder than a bomb, greatplains.org, and LTAB Omaha.org is where you can donate to support the work. Thanks for tuning in. There will be high quality videos of all these performances within the next few days. In the meantime, switch back over to our next live stream. Semifinal Bout 4 is coming right up there. You're going to have 4 teams from West Side, Scott, Burke, and Waverly are going to be headed for just vying it out for that one final spot in finals. So that's going to be a really great bout. Scott, Waverly, and Westside and Burke are all top flight teams. I haven't gotten to see Burke this year, but I've heard that they have amazing poems. And it's going to be great. So tune into that. It's coming right up on the feed. Again, donate to support it at YouTube. LTAB.omaha.org, LTABGreatPlains.org, and we'll see you in a little bit. Thanks for tuning in.